co-host so that I can share my screen here?
Yes, sir. You can at least, yeah, correct. You can share for the fundamentals, sir. If it is possible from your side, that would be great.
Yes. I will brief it out. There's no issue.
Yes, sir. So yeah, I'll just make you the
Yeah, please make me the co-host so that I can share
yes,
my screen.
Please, sir. Please. It's there.
So, very good afternoon to all the participants of this master class. And thank you, Dr. Ajit, for a nice introduction. And then I will be welcoming on behalf of ArcNet India and Climate Research Solutions along with Rathod Academy. And let me share with you that why we have started this initiative. So I hope my voice is audible and clear to all of you. If yes, kindly chat in chat box. Yes, audio loud and clear. LAC. Yeah, please. So that I can come to know that yes, it would be.
It is
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Paul Richard sir. I acknowledge your Alpavias ma'am, Nayan Gujarati, Sumit Mathur sahab. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you, Rajeshwari ma'am. So I acknowledge the presence and I express my gratitude that you have taken the initiative. And this is itself is proving that you are quality conscious in providing the quality educations to your students and to, contributing to the organization and ultimately and to the nation. So I welcome all of you for this wonderful masterclass. And I was telling you about that what was the motive behind making this initiative. Because during my tenure, I am engaged in the NAAC assessment and accreditation for past 10 years. And during my tenure, I came across with various faculty members and IQC coordinators, and that major problem that they are sharing that, and one thing was common in their sharing that the faculty training is necessary, and it can be called as the backbone for the whole NAAC assessment and accreditation process. Particularly from July 2017, under the purview of the revised accreditation framework, that is in short is known as RAF, that the NAAC perspective has entirely been changed. And all these things I have explained there in my basic foundation course. This is the online course that I have launched, and the motive behind that was to sensitize the faculty members of the institute who are going first time either, or they are not involved previously for this NAAC assessment and accreditation process. So in this fundamental course, this is loaded there, and I hope many of you have attended that also and have seen this website that it's hosted on the newzenler.com, and the link would be shared in between this program. So this basic foundation course, once the person is completing, then he or she would be coming to know that what is this revised accreditation framework and how drastically this has been changed. So the entire perspective is being changed, so that in the new perspective, it's again becoming a challenge. And NAAC is continuously evolving with the different type of manuals, and these manuals are keep changing. And recently, this previously 93 matrices were there in the affiliated institutes, and right now in the month of May, these have been changed up to 55 only. So matrices have been reduced. The format has been quite made easier. But still, this particular approach towards NAAC accreditation is required. And this is a very well-known fact, and all of you must be agree. If you are agree with me, then please chat in the chat box that if we are failed to planning, then we are planning to fail. Is it so? If you are agree, then please chat in there so that let's make this interaction interactive. So particular planning is required for the successful NAAC assessment and accreditation. And I have came with the particular formula that I have designed for particularly for the institutes who are going first time. And of course, I would recommend then those students. Somebody is saying no voice. Is my voice is audible? And am I audible here?
It is perfectly audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Nayan Gujarati ma'am, please check your this internet connection. That might be a possibility. So in that, this planning is very much required. And I have designed this 330 90 days formula for the NAAC assessment and accreditation. And in this particularly, there are 3 parameters I will be discussing in there with the help of mind map. And I'm going to show you the presenter. Before that, let me make this preface of this master class, that why we have done this thing. And during my interaction, I faced, I had worked in the very large institution at the university that was deemed to be university, and had recently got the A++ grade, the highest grade. And during this, I have interacted with various faculty members, and I got the challenges that are being faced by them. So, Dr. Ajit, you can ping me so that my full screen would be there, if you can do it. Yes,
You can share, sir. You can share the screen.
yeah, sir.
Yeah, please share.
So please confirm it's visible.
Visible, sir. Perfectly visible.
Yeah. So this 330-90 days formula was designed keeping into consideration the various queries that have been asked by the faculty members. Along with that various queries or various confusions, and during this data documentation process, this process is very cumbersome and a large documentation is required there. And all these things, they were in my mind. And then this initiative has been taken to address all these things. So in this 330-90 days formula, before I start, let me share with you that what we are going to cover in this presentation. So here, before we start, that we have to learn about that 4 important facts that, before learning this powerful formula. Then in the second part, we will discuss about that what this 330-90 days formula is. And then after applying, what are the expected outcomes for this 330-90 days formula. And then there is a call of action, because without action, everything there is in mind, it remains idea only. And until unless it is not executed, it would not result, it will not convert into the results. So this is the thing. And in light of that, let me share with you that what are the 4 important facts. So all of you are knowing that the NAAC accreditation is a systematic process and a systematic procedure and blueprint for paving the way of successful NAAC assessment and accreditation with good grades. So the whole idea behind this is the planning. That before starting itself, we must be having a robust plan and blueprint that how we will move ahead. And of course, the institutions who are going first time in the NAAC, we have to collect the data of the past 5 years. And if we have not done the things in the past 5 years, then definitely it is going to affect the grade. So it is very altogether very much desired that whenever we are coming to know and whenever we are planning to file the IQA, that at least a year or 2 years before we have to start the process and collecting the data and putting the practices in place, so that by the time we apply, we would be quite comfortable, and then we would be knowing the all the procedures, and the data could be compiled in the particular manner. So the rigorous action is to be taken in the coming 1 or 2 years. If somebody is planning today and want to file after 1 year or 1.5 years, so at least 12 months is required. Rather say to make a good preparation for the NAAC assessment and accreditation. In that, it was a very common thing that the training of the teachers and the IQC coordinators is very much required, and admin staff who is involved, clerical staff I'm talking about, that they also needed to be understand that what is the documentation requirement for the NAAC, because this is the common problem that I face. That faculty members many a time not are tech conversant, and there are very technical things that are to be done by the clerical staff, and if the clerical staff is not understanding the motive or the objective of the documentation, it is going to be a mess. And that I have personally felt this thing, and particularly in the Excel sheets, the staff is needed to be very perfect. So this training and all these things is required to the supporting staff, IQC coordinators, teachers, and IQC coordinators, of course, are going to have the pivotal role in this NAAC assessment and accreditation process. So for that, just to the admin staff and all these things, we can say that there is a foundation course that they can go through this course. If anybody want to have certification, they can do the certification after going through the assessment. All the things have been given there. And you also can go to the YouTube channel, the Rathod Academy for the NAAC accreditation, and all the information has been available there. And then this is the course. That the beauty of the course is that very crisp and short videos are there. Along with this, one booklet is there. If this would be a ready reference for anybody who is entirely new for this new assessment and accreditation process of NAAC under a revised accreditation framework. And this course can be finished in even in a single day. And once one is through, then the person would be quite conversant with the recent process. Now, the third point, that recently on the 10th of October of this month, the UGC has given an circular, and in that the draft was issued, in which they are saying that affiliated colleges can directly approach to the UGC for the autonomy. And all of you are aware that a National Education Policy 2020 is in place, and then Government of India is taking a very fast actions. And this is going to be one of and one of the point in the national education policy is that the affiliated college concept is going to be abolished. And every institute would be given the autonomy, provided they maintain the quality standards. And the NAAC assessment and accreditation criteria is one of the requirement. The eligibility criteria to become the autonomous college is not changed. However, the major change was that the affiliated colleges can go directly to the UDC for the autonomy. Earlier, the university was the one intermediate playing the role, affiliating university. But right now, within 30 days of the university not saying anything, then it would be assumed that the university is not having any objection for any affiliating institute to go for the autonomous status. So this was the circular that is again emphasizing, and the NAAC also is emphasizing to the various institutes and promoting them to go ahead for the NAAC assessment and accreditation criteria. There are various reasons behind that, and one of the reasons is that institutions are not coming forward for the NAAC assessment and accreditation process is the lack of the training of the teachers and willingness, and then there must be a fear to the institutes that if we do not get good grades, then our this brand would be affected, and then in turn it would be affecting the admissions, and all the stakeholders would be considering that the quality of the institutions would be under the question mark. But this is not the case. So even if the institution is getting the grades, but if the proper planning is there, then there is no question that no institution can get the good grades. So this is that all of you are knowing that in India, around 43,500 higher education institutes, colleges in all streams, all faculties. And out of them, only 8,500 approximate colleges are NAAC accredited. And out of them, only the 1,400 institutes are having the A or A++ grade. So this is the data that has been available on the NAAC website. And I have extracted the data from there. So there and majority of the institution who are having potential, but due to the lack of awareness and due to the lack of the coordinated planning, that these institutions are not able to get the good grades despite of having potential because of the documentation part. Because in this documentation part is going to play a major role, and the 70% assessment is to be done by the NAAC on the basis of the data that institution has provided. And of course, the affiliated institutions who did not went through the process or earlier had gone through the previous version of NAAC, it is quite confusing and difficult to find the way. And the most question of $1 million is that from where to start. Because once the person is going through the manual, there are a lot of the things, and then they get confused, what to do, what not to do, how to establish the course. And for that considering all these things, I have made this particular formula that is known as the 330-90 days formula. So with your permission, can I move ahead with this 330-90 days formula? Yeah. So there are 3 points, and the first point that to be covered is 3 days formula. That means the one FDP would be conducted, and all these things would be provided by the ArcNet India, and it would be available. So I would recommend all the people or the participants who are in this room that this 3 days FDP for the affiliated colleges, and they should attend. And what we will be discussing in this 3 days FDP, it would be in the online mode, and there would be 1.5 to 2.5 hours each day from 3 to 5 p.m. And Zoom meeting would be there, the same manner it is happening here. And the date decided is from coming Monday, and that is the 17th of October to 19th of October, 17th, 18th, and 19th. And what we will discuss in that, I have given the name of this content as the SSR blueprint. And this is it has been taken from the manual of the NAAC. And in this, what we will be discussing about all the criteria, 7 criteria. And in this 7 criteria, the criteria 1 is having the curricular aspect concerning 100 marks, and 4 key indicators are there, and their formats, what are the QLM and what are the QNM are there, and what to be done in that particularly, that we will discuss in detail. And then specific documents which are required by the NAAC, because the NAAC is having the three elements. The first one is the manual. The second part is the Excel sheets in the format of, these are known as the Q and M. And the third part is the SOPs. So merging together all these things are sometimes a bit confusing. That's why I told that the training of the faculty member is mandatory, because from where to get what data is required, until unless the person is not knowing, then merely collecting the data and then putting into the online format and submitting to the NAAC would be of very no or less value. Properly data, because in the next phase, if the data discrepancy is there or something is missing or something is confusing, then they will be asking in the DVU process, then we will be giving the clarifications, and then again the DVU process would be there. So all these things would be leading to the negative part for the institutions in order to get the good grades. So this training of the faculty member is very necessary, and this 3 days FDP is designed to cover all these aspects, so that once the person is going through this FDP, they will be coming to know that yes, this is the overall picture, and these are the various documents which are required. In the criteria 2, let's see, there are 7 key indicators, and this is concerning with the teaching, learning, and evaluation. In the FDP, we are going to consider that what are the key indicators, what are the various criteria, and what are the various documents, all these things, along with the formats, specific documents required as it is there. So this is the major part for the NAAC assessment and accreditation process, as it is comprising of the 350 marks. This is the major part. And focusing on the teaching, learning, and evaluation, previously there was the weightages were different. And previously the research was given the weightage, and this time the research weightage is being less. They previously in the curricular aspects, and the autonomy of the institution is not there to change their syllabus. They are affiliated institutes. So whatever the syllabus has been prescribed by the university, they have to adopt as such. So those points were not relevant, and then they have been quite made simpler in view of the institution's functioning. So these things we will discuss in the criteria 1 and criteria 2, teaching, learning, evaluation. Then in the criteria 3, that is concerning with the research, innovations, and extension, 110 marks. And there are the 5 key indicators along with the formats and all these things, specific documents. Everything is specified there in the standard operating procedures of the NAAC. And these documents needed to be prepared well in advance. Let me share with you one example of one of the institution that I will not tell the name because they were prompted by the management. Yes, am I audible there? Please, somebody, Dr. Ajit, please keep on saying that. Yes.
Yes, sir. You are saying in your screen the master chart is showing here at the screen.
Yeah.
Also. Yes. Sir.
Yeah. So. This key, I was sharing the example that key institution was prompted by the management. Yes, we have to go for the NAAC accreditation, and the faculty members who were making these things, those faculty members say, okay, yes, they went through the manual, and then they found that the first step is the higher education institution registration on the NAAC portal. They did that. And the second part was the IAQ submission. And without knowing all these aspects, they submitted this IAQA. And because in IQA, very lesser information is required about the basic information of the students and faculty members and their status, autonomous status is whatever is there. So this information is there, and then submitted. And they were not having a backup of the SSR. And within 45 days after submission of IAQA, this deadline is there, and we have to submit within 45 days the SSR documentation. And SSR preparation itself is a huge task, because in the past 5 years, data in many matrices is required. And so that they were not knowing, and then they filed that their IQA was they withdrawn ultimately, and then later on they went again. So this proper planning is required there. Might be possible. This is the thing. Reason behind that is the lack of the training and the lack of the knowledge or the information about the whole process, so that the complete picture should be there to the person who is the IAQA coordinator or the director or principal. So this FDP would be giving an insight of the whole idea and all the points that are being there. That once these would be going through one's eye, then they would be having a fair idea. Yes, these are type of documents are required. And if we have not kept the things in the practices, we can go for that and we can do this. Similarly, in the criteria 5, let's see, there are 4 key indicators, and then the various formats are there. Specified documents are required, and sorry, this is something wrong is there in there. Then in criteria 6, the 5 key indicators are there. And this key indicator is having the different marks strategy. And then 7th criteria is concerning with the environmental factors and best practices. So this FDP would be covering all the 7 criteria. And these 7 criteria would be dealt in all the formats, their data requirement, their standard operating procedures, and what are the problems usually being faced by the faculty members. We would be addressing that also in that. So this is the idea behind this 3 days. So out of the 330 90 days formula, the 3 part is clear. The number 3, if I'm clear, so I request you to please chat in the chat box that it's clear. So just please be interactive so that I would be coming to know that yes, the people are attentive and then they are listening everywhere. And yeah, thank you very much, Paul Richard sir, Sumit sir. Thank you, thank you. So with your permission that we are moving ahead. Sandeep Agrawal ji, I acknowledge. Jai Bilandi ji, thank you for your presence and encouraging thumb mark. Yeah, Amrita Majumdar ma'am. So so far, I would request the participants if they are having any question regarding this 330 90 days formula, so that they can ask me in the later stage. And I am having one surprise for the people who would be staying till the end of this webinar, so that we can share with them. The thing is that, and we do respect, honor your presence here. Thank you, thank you. So let's move ahead with the next part, that is 30 days. Okay, what to be done in 30 days? So in 30 days, what is to be done? See, in FDP, we have, why I have kept the SSR first? Because this is the backbone. This is the backbone of the whole NAAC assessment and accreditation criteria. Because all the documents would be there and the assessment would be there. 1000 marks have been given for all the things which are being here. So in FDP 3 days, we will be discussing in the live session. And all these 30 days part would be the part of the online course that would be launched on the 1st of November. Now, in this, what is there and what usually is not available to the people, because FDP, you might have been attending at the FDP at the different places. And I'm promising you that this is going to be a different experience for those even who have attended that. And in this IQAC functioning blueprint is the first point. And then what this IQAC functioning blueprint is there? Because this IQAC is going to play an important role, I mentioned earlier also. And in this IQAC, what the IQAC has to do? So this would be the starting point. That if somebody asks that what is the starting point of from where we have to start, I always say that first constitute a robust IQAC of the people who are enthusiastic, who are quality conscious, and who are having the fair influence on the college faculty. So this is the first point that we are showing that how this IQAC is to be constituted. There is a specific framework. Then the second part, how should IQAC function? Once we have made the IQAC, then what are the standard operating procedures? Because this data documentation is to be collected through the team, and there would be various committees. I'm discussing in the next part, and all these committee would be preparing their documentation. All the faculty members, from the students, from alumni, all the stakeholders, we have to collect the data and documentation. So there must be some standard formats, and these standard formats are to be disseminated to all the faculty members or who are involved in the process. Along with that, this administrative staff or the supporting admin staff is also required to understand all these things. Okay, what is the requirement? So that how the IQAC should function, that there will be standard operating procedures, like when this, how many IQAC meetings are to be conducted every year. Then what are the various specific formats to record the minutes of meeting. And if we are putting the photographs, because many times NAAC, we have submitted the data and NAAC is rejecting and asking questions that this photograph you have placed, but we are not knowing for what particular thing it is. So there are the certain rules and the standard of. So likewise, these are the examples that we are going to share in this online course, IQAC functioning blueprint. Then constitution of various committees, because NAAC is majorly focusing on the decentralization of the functioning of the institution. Is it so that the principal alone or one or two faculty members are handling all the institution, making all the documentation, all the aspects of the different thing, and the rest of the faculty members' task is just for the teaching and learning, taking classes, and that's all. This thing is to be reflected. And for making this happen, there would be a various committees. So we will be giving you the complete list of the committees, which out of which nothing would be there, and all the documents would be collected by these committees itself. So, and these committees would also be having the standard operating procedures of the data collection, and these things is to be there. So there is a proper training is required. And many times it is happening, these things are not being told in FDP. I have attended so many FDPs, and everywhere this 3 days FDP, the criteria and this the documentation matrices have been discussed, but these things, how to do that is not there. Looking into this problem, that I designed this course and making the blueprint that how these things are to be performed exactly. Of course, in the course, we will be sharing the different formats and all the things which are required, and then institution can design at their own, depending upon their own specific requirement. So this would be the sample one, and then one can utilize them. Then explanation of the quality, organizing the quality related event specifically asked by NAAC, and this IQA in the criteria 6, that what are the various initiatives for implementing the quality related issues that institution has taken. So these are the things that are to be given, that what are the things that would be included that have been organized by the IQAC. So this is about the IQAC functioning blueprint. This is one of the part of this online course. The second part is that audits and feedback system blueprint. In NAAC assessment and accreditation process, there is an academic and administrative audits and its documentation process. So the NAAC is looking into that, what is the meaning of academic audit, whether the institution is understanding the facts and what are the various aspects that are to be covered in the academic audit is to be there. Then administrative audits, many times we do the academic audit, but administrative part is there. So for example, the examination committee is there, then the finance part is there, then the maintenance part is there, then there is a laboratory maintenance, functioning of the laboratory, stock ranking, all these things would be coming under the administrative audit. So that NAAC want to look into that whether their audit system is being in place there or not, and institution is quality conscious, so that once they are making the internal audits, or they are involving other person for this audits and quality conscious, so that they can come to know that their shortcomings and they are willing to or eager to improve them. This is the particular motive of putting all these things. So academic and administrative audits must be there. In the person who is going first time through the SSR, they might not be knowing that what are these things and what are the various components of the academic audit and what are the various formats that are required there. In the second part, the feedback system blueprint, that there are feedback forms from the stakeholders, their collection, analysis, and action taken report, and documenting them. These are the things that would be looked into, because these feedback system would be giving a fair idea that the institution is quality conscious, and there is a system in place that they are taking the feedback from all the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders of this any higher education institute? The number one is the faculty members, students, parents, this employers, the management itself, and in general the society. So how this feedback is being taken, how frequently it is being taken, how it is collected, analysis of this feedback, drawing out some conclusion from them, and then if there is shortcoming is there, how the action is taken. So the complete process is there. So we will be showing the formats and the methodology, how we can induce this thing and how we can do that. So we have designed certain feedback forms, that those feedback forms would be available for download in this feedback system blueprint. Now, once these things are there in place, then there must be a knowledge about the NAAC application process blueprint, that how this application is being is to be performed. That first one is that the higher education institute has to go get the registered on the HEI portal, and then a later stage IAQA filing is there. So it is admissible once the institution's SSR is ready, and they should be keeping the IAQ ready with them. And then once they are in the position that now our SSR is okay, and then IAQ is to be filed. So that it's a personal experience that within 45 days nothing going to happen. And there all the practices would be there, and that would be going to result into the lesser grades. If our SSR is not ready, please do not go for the IIQA filing. And previously, in the before 2017 or starting at the 2017, it was the process when I was there in one of the institution, and then there were the specific timelines that when the IIQA is to be filed. But now, any time in the year, institution can do that. So this NAAC application process blueprint is there. Then let's move toward the next thing, is the pre-qualifier blueprint. This is the one important parameter that NAAC has introduced in the revised accreditation framework. This pre-qualifier blueprint means out of this Q&M, that is quantitative matrices, out of the total marks, if the institution is not able to get the 25% marks, then the institution would not be going to the next step. So this is the bar is being placed. So previously, sometime it was 30%, but now the NAAC has given that 25% marks at least in the quantitative matrix is to be attained. So this is the you can say barrier that one has to pass, and this would be happening only when the institution is having SSR in place, and this SSR is to be evaluated. And once the preparing SSR, it would be very difficult. So that pre-qualifier blueprint means that we have designed an Excel sheet, and that Excel sheet, if the institution has put the data, rough data in the for the 5 years, then it would be coming to the whether fair idea whether the institution would be able to go to cross this barrier of the pre-qualifier. If it is not so, that we can go back and then we can again do the things, and then once this exercise to be done. So this is a very important Excel sheet that would be shared in this 30 days formula. All these things so far I have discussed are being in the form of the video lectures, and the formats are available there. So I'm explaining each and everything in this video. I would be explaining this pre-qualified blueprint also. The Excel sheet would also be available in this online course. That is known as the NAAC accreditation blueprint. These are the parts. Then designing all the templates. So the academic audit, administrative audit, feedback formats, student satisfaction survey format, Google form, and this is the very important thing. And this is student satisfaction survey, which is to be conducted once the SSR is being submitted and before the peer team visit. This SSS, if institute is conducting at their own, then I have personally felt that this is giving a fair idea that where we would be standing. I have tested this twice in the population of the more than 1,000 students twice, 2 times, and found that the score which is calculated through this SSR was same. There was hardly 0.02 digit difference was there. 1,000 students in the different set of conditions, 1,000 students in the different set of conditions, and all the few of them were common, few of them were newer one. So that statistically it is giving the same result. That's mean this increases the confidence that if we are doing this exercise meticulously, then we would be having a fair idea that where exactly the institution is there. And then I have made the point system in this SSS format from 0 to 4 in the same manner the NAAC is assessing. So that by having this, we can having an idea that yes, this is the overall functioning of the institution, and largely we are standing at this point of crossroads. Then coming to the next, that is preparing the checklist for all the documents that would be requiring once there would be listing, and then who would be doing this thing once the committees are informed, so that all the systematic procedure is there that is to be in place if we want to make this whole process flawless. And once the process clarity is there, it would be always easy for the IQAC coordinators or the person who principal directors to go back to review and to trace out. So NAAC is asking that, yes, are these systems in place? And whatever the systems are in place, whether they are functioning appropriately. If they are functioning appropriately, then what are the outcome of these? And these outcomes are in the incremental manner or not. This is the three things that is being looked into by the NAAC. That one is the quality initiative. The second thing is quality sustenance. And the third is the quality improvement. In all aspects, these three things would be looked into. Then next comes is that all the committees, what is to be done in 30 days that I'm sharing with you. So all these design templates and all these things would be within a week. Faculty member can complete this thing, and the video and all the audio and taking all the documents and all this. Then all the committees are to be prepared and they should be putting into action by making the SOPs and all these formats ready with them. Then preparing the checklist of the item that require the approval by the management, because in the criteria 4 we have to have the different infrastructure upliftment or the augmentation of the infrastructure is required. In many in criteria 7 particularly, the environmental aspects are to be looked into. That there are things that require the investment by the management also, that we have to give them in advance, so that these are the things that are required. And if you want to go for the NAAC, then these are the we have to do in the planned manner previously given. It would be easy. By the time we will be completing our SSR, all these things would be in place. Then what NAAC also requires the different policy documents, that what is the policy for the research you are having, what are the policies that you are having in the different aspects. Then the action plan for the conducting quality related events and motivate and sensitize the faculty members. Okay, how well the faculty members are being trained by conducting the quality related events. What is the meaning of quality related events? This thing would be discussed. Then process of identifying the best practices, because NAAC is giving emphasis in the criteria 7, the 2 best practices we have to define. And what are these best practices and how this would be defined? What are the expected outcome and which practice would be called as the best practice? This would be there. Of course, we would be discussing in FDP also. Then conducting the SWOT analysis. So after doing all these things within 30 days, we would be coming to know that yes, these are the strengths, these are the weaknesses on which we have to work, and these are the systems we have to keep in place, and then proceed further. And then preparing the action plan for conducting activities for the events for the students. If we are going first time, the previous year data, if we have done, it's good. If not done, it requires time. So that making a plan that when we are keeping the deadline that by this time, the institution must be having the data and actually perform, because NAAC is very strict and they are having cross-checking mechanism, so that doing the other practices would not be admissible by the NAAC. Any data document ambiguity would be there. They will be asking. If serious something would be found, then the institution may be banned for coming years. So this is the care to be taken. So that is always a good practice that we must be having the things in place, and we have conducted all these things. So this is about the 30 days task, that within 30 days this is to be done. And if doing in the plan manner, it's not a difficult one. Then coming to the 90 days formula, that in the coming next 3 months, what to be done. Then once all the systems are in place, then IQAC coordinator or principal or director need to initiate the actions on the all systems formats and set them in place, and then taking the follow-up and motivating the faculty members that yes, we have to collect the data. The academic audit at least once is to be conducted in coming 3 months, sensitizing all the faculty members what is the purpose of this academic and administrative audit and what we are looking into that. If let them say that please do not take this as an inspection, this is for the improvement itself, so that whatever the process is there, if any improvement is required, we can tell them. And this, once the cycle would be there, academic audit outcome, the communication to the concerned points, to the concerned faculty members, asking them about the clarification, what is their standpoint, sending back to the IQAC. IQAC would be looking into, and then these remedial actions are there, they can give further suggestions. And in the IQC meeting, this feedback or the academic audit process could be placed, finding of that, and then the further planning can be done. So this is the process. This is the ideology behind this academic audit. So that how we can improve further. Then at least 2 to 4 events are to be conducted and documenting them in the process, so that we would be having that this is the event and how this event is to be documented. So likewise, in the coming time, whatever the events we are putting, committee is in place, everybody is knowing what to do, then they will prepare the report. Immediately after the event is completed, this data documentation is to be done, because tracing out them once we have done in the past and tracing out after a year or two, it would be going to be very difficult, let me tell you. Where the institution would be facing the problem, that the scholarship data, scholarship from the different sources, the activities that have been conducted, which file, at some point of time in WhatsApp group, we will be finding the photographs, at some place we will be finding these things, banner, brochure, finding, it would be taking a lot of time. And let me tell you, if the things would be done repeatedly, then the IQC coordinator's head would be burned out, faculty members would be under pressure, and then they will be finding that this is the process that is not our cup of tea. They will be trying to escaping from that. This is the common problem that I faced. I am sharing with you. I am not saying that this is going to happen at your place, but I am sharing my experience that this happens if the planning is not there. So once this planning, so that this is the putting thing into my mind that yes, if I am facing the problem, many of the faculty members might be facing this problem. So let's do this thing together so that the friction or resistance in the process could be reduced. Then conducting the student satisfaction survey, it is highly desirable. In coming 90 days, it is to be conducted, and in the same procedure as the NAAC is doing. We have to do this thing, and this analysis is to be done in depth, and it would be giving very useful insights. Let me tell you, I was the IQC coordinator taking the data of the 1,000 students throughout the different 11 constituent institutes, including the medical college, and dental, nursing, pharmacy, physiotherapy, MBA, MCA, hotel management, law. All the different institutions are having the different students, and they are giving the data. It is not possible to do this manually. It was done electronically. And in this electronic format, I got the various insights. And of course, this was not the fault finding, but what are because the students are the end users. I would not say customers. Students are the end users of whatever we are providing the services. And then they are going to perform in the society, and then they will get the jobs, and ultimately they will be contributing in the development of the nation. So it was not the fault finding exercise, but the students' input is very much important. And you would be coming a fair idea that where the loophole is there and where is to be focused from their viewpoint. Many times we can say that students are used to complain like this for small things. So everything matters. Whatever the complaint they are doing, let them give the chance. That, okay, yes, you said in the IQC should be going there, identifying that this is the problem, putting to the principal director or to the management that if you want to go for this is the thing. With the data, if you are going, then definitely it is going to be sorted out. So this is my viewpoint, personal. Everybody is learned, and they might be having the different viewpoint also. And then there are other things that we will be discussing all these things. Once this 30 days course is being conducted, this process are there, then in 90 days we have to do all these things. So it would be taking easily the 3 months. And once this cycle is over, then the institution would be quite confident. Okay, now the process is clear in their mind. Then what are the outcomes they can expect by doing this 330 and 90 days exercise? This is that institution would be getting the absolute clarity on the whole process and how to head towards getting good grades. And at this point of time, we came to know that these are the shortcomings, these are the things that are needed to be done. So that if we want to extend the timeline, then we can do this. But only when we would be coming to know that where do we stand. Afterwards, we will be coming to know that we have to go here. But this lower side is not there, then where to go? Everything is good. And this is the reason that institutions are resulting in the poor grades. For this 330 90 days formula is being made to give the clarity. Then it is also helpful to set the benchmarks, as I told that these are the things that are required. Of course, there are various methodologies that can be done. Knowing the need of the infrastructure, upgradation and augmentation needs, of course, this thing is to be done with the consent of the management, but we have to tell them. In the finance department, we have to tell them that these are the specific requirements from the NAAC perspective. So please make this ready because they are having the different mechanism. Might be possible. This is in alignment with the NAAC requirement, but if it is not so, then we have to tell the accounts people because they are not a commission. We have to tell them. Then pre-qualified status and assessment. Once the pre-qualified this data is there, we can fill in that. We can come to know that okay, this is our standing, and then where we have to move. So all these things would be done in the 330-90 days. Now, this is the thing that we have discussed. This is the expected outcome by doing all these three activities. Now, this is the part coming to the end part of this webinar. I would be taking another 5 to 10 minutes. So I want to know, ask, are you with me? Everyone, please chat in chat box so that I can come to know. So far. Yes, with you. You please chat with you. So yes, I'm glad to see that everybody is there with me and in this movement, in this process, in this webinar. And hopefully the information is being useful. So far, if you find this useful, please chat in yes, this is useful. Yes, you can chat so that I can come to know. Yes, it is useful. Please type yes. That the information I shared is useful. This is encouraging me. This. So far, thank you very much for your this encouraging comments. So now let's move ahead with this end part of this webinar. Here is that if you feel that the information I shared is useful, then please requesting you to please put this into action. And how we can put this into action, that first you please go through the foundation course, and the link of this course would be shared with you. Dr. Ajit, I would request you if you can share here so that the candidates can be coming to know. Dr. Ajit, are you there?
Yes, sir. Sharing. Yes, sir.
Yes, please in the chat box you can share so that
yes, sir. Yes.
Participants can do this thing. So if this foundation course is free of cost, that you will be getting all the things. And if you want to have the certificate, there is some pricing has been provided there. And if you want to have that certificate, you can certainly do that. Or else you can access the content. It is free of cost. Just by registering, you can access this course of the NAAC free foundation course. Then I would be insisting all the faculty members to please enter into this 330-90 days formula by registering to this 3 days FDP. Then the next is, if you feel that the information which I have shared in the different blueprints is useful, and if you are thinking that yes, this would be helping us in getting the good grades or getting this quality systems in place, then you can, of course, going to get registered for this NAAC accreditation blueprint course. So this is a premium course that I have put a lot of inputs in that, and then a lot of the maintenance things are there. So that pricing is there, so that we have to go for that. I will discuss with you what are the further things. And then complete 90 days challenge would be to establish the quality system setup at least. So once these are the things, then we are moving in the right direction and heading towards the good grades of NAAC accreditation. So far, these are the things. And if you are with me, and if you are showing the interest, with your permission, I know that many people are there that they would be. So this information is useful for them. And if they want to go ahead, then we can have that. And so that I am having offer for them. If you permit, then I can proceed further and how we can enter into these things. So that implementing this 330-90 days formula is there, that 3 days FDP is going to start from day after tomorrow, that is 17th of October up to 19th of October. And the price actual fee for this particular thing is being capped as 1,499. But I am not going to charge with this thing. ArcNet India will not be charging this thing. How many of you like that the surprises are there? Surprises needed. So if this price, definitely we are not going to charge, because this is the first time we are doing this thing. And just intention is there to helping out the faculty members to understand the procedure and prospects and from all these things. And those who need really the help, then we are there to help them out. And let me make one thing very much clear, that this is not the sort of the consultancy type of program. We are not the consultants or not anything. We are providing the training in terms of FDPs, training in terms of the online courses, and the assessment part would be there. So all these things are there. There in no manner the consultancy would be there. So if we are not entertaining that type of things.
Rathore, sir, if you allow me.
Sir, just a moment, sir. Let me finish this thing first.
Yes, sure.
If anything important is there, then we can. Else I'll let you. It's coming. It's taking another 5 minutes.
No problem, sir. Definitely, sure.
So this is the certificate foundation course accreditation worth 1,499 would be there if somebody is enrolling to the FDP. Another one is that certificate for this webinar would be given to them at the 499 price. Actual price is 499 rupees, but this would be complimentary to that, those who are enrolling for that. And the certificate of this FDP itself is costing 1,499. So we need one need not to pay this much of amount. The only thing that we are charging for that only 99 rupees, the 999, and this would be including the 3 certificates and the access to the foundation course. All these 3 certificates would be given there once the registration is over. And of course, this certificate is of the foundation course would be given only after the completion. The assessment is there. If the assessment is being done successfully, 50% marks are there. If the faculty member is, they can reattempt, and then once it is over, then we will be providing the certificates. The certificate immediately the person who will be registering, they will be getting this certificate, and then FDP certificates, of course, on the last day of those people who are there. So these are the things that are there so far with us, and then this is for the 3 days formula. And 30 days, this online course would be there. Of course, the faculty members who are getting registered for this FDP, they will be getting the advantages or the discounts on that coming online course that I have showed you 30 days content. All the content would be shared with you in that. So this is all about from my side. Those who are interested, they are welcome to do this thing. And Dr. Ajit, if somebody is interested, then we are sharing that. Yes, you are saying something, please.
Yes, sir. So I have shared here the foundation course link that is at Newzenler, and you can access this course free of cost. And if you want the certificate cost is 1,490, as Dr. Rathore has just told us. And the link of FDP, which we are coming up on the 17th to 19th, the link is here. That is again, costing us 1,499, and the certificate for this webinar is again 500. But if you want everything, you just can register for the FDP, and that is just 999 rupees. Okay, and you will get all 3 certificates, and additionally you will get this foundational course and the FDP. Okay, so link for the feedbacks also have been submitted here, and let me just share the FDP brochure. So here is the FDP brochure. Okay, that will be shared in your email also. So this is, as sir was telling, here we will be discussing all the 7 criteria and quality system setup for the affiliated institutes. NAAC perspective, this is the 3 days online faculty development program, and these are the outcomes of FDP. I do not have to tell, sir has already discussed. Okay, and that has been conducted by ArcNet India along with Dr. Rathore Academy for NAAC. And here, if you can see the schedule from 17th to 19th October 2022, and 3 to 5 p.m. As sir has told, certificate will be given. So you just have to register for this, and you will get the foundational certificate, certificate for the foundation course and for this FDP and for today's webinar as well. Okay. So here is the link, and link has been shared with you in Zoom also, Zoom text, and you will be getting the email also. Okay, so these are the topics covered, and Dr. Mahendra Singh Rathore is a resource person for the entire thing. So you'll be getting those mails. So whoever is interested, you can definitely contact us, and you can either join directly by the links. So that's all from my side, Rathore sir.
Yeah, so that one thing I would like to share that this offer is there for the limited period of time. Anybody if wish to do this thing separately, they can also access, and then the prices I have gone over. But honoring your time and efforts that you have put into for the past 1 hour, we honor your efforts. So that this is the thing that in this 3 certificates would be there, but the time period would be limited only. So another 24 hours would be given. And afterwards, if somebody want to come to know that this would be the things. So our purpose is not to earn the profit. That only maintenance charges of this we are getting.
Yeah, I mean definitely. So, if you are looking for the certificates of these 3 certificates, we are just providing at the nominal charges. That's all.
Yeah. Now that this forum is open for the question answer related to all these things. If anybody want to ask something, yeah, please go ahead so that we can have. And I would request everyone to please be part and keep checking regularly the Telegram group. And this Telegram group is basically formed to share the information about the NAAC assessment accreditation, and along with any new information is there. So please do check it. We also have the one FDP group, and also if you want to know more about this me and the other blogs, that you can visit the rathodacademy.com. All the things are there. So this is my invitation to all that we are here for the teaching, learning, and growing. So our method is that I do follow this: learn, do, and teach. Whatever I have learned, I have did that, and then I am sharing with you. So this is the perfect formula for the great learning. So now the questions are open. If anybody is there having any query regarding these plans, I can share with you or discussing with you.
Yes. Should I ask one question?
Yeah.
Please?
Yes, sir. Please.
Yes. Actually, we are interested to attend the FDP course conducted by you on 17th of October, right? So I want to know one thing from you, that in this FDP program, which type of learning you are going to share with we all? Regarding criteria 1 to 7 are there as per SSR.
Yes, sir.
We go through it thoroughly. The new SSR guideline published in the month of June 2022, and we are preparing all our documentation as per the SSR.
Okay.
Now, what we are expecting from you, that which are the key points to be say look after as a coordinator, and what are the type of precautions should we take in order to score A+ or A++, right? That is what our expectation. So
yes, rather I would like to answer this. If this is all your query is there, or anything else?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so that I learned from your narration that you already have prepared the documentation, and all the things are there. SSR has been already ready. Yes. So I would say that we are this would be a refresher type of program to all the faculty members, and in addition to that, we would be highlighting that they are the things. Because whatever you are seeking, that is quite requires the one-to-one interaction. So separately we can do this thing with this, but this would not be the part of this FDP. Of course, if the person who is registering for this FDP, they would be getting the chance to have the one-to-one interaction on the basis of the level that at which we are, because we are having the mass population, and this population is having the different type of levels. So showing all the things which you are asking at this initial level, it would be that would be very difficult for them to understand. So if you want to know that, I would suggest you that please register for the FDP, and then we can have a separate discussion over it.
Means even after registration to the FDP, you are going to discuss the points which are given in SSR, right?
Yes, these are the things I'm going to give.
Yeah. Okay. So we have prepared ourselves according to that SSR only and as per SOP guideline. And now we are in position that we are going for QC, means quality screening of that documentation, and where we have to validating that part is now going on. So how
Yes.
should you help us in that regard?
So that's why I'm saying that this would be requiring a separate, because you have have moved beyond this FDP's delivery content level, so that we can have a separate discussion. If you want to that, we are having a team of experts. We can certainly help you out. And I'm able to see that here is Dr. Rupesh Shukla is there. He is the person having the vast knowledge, and that he is not from the pharmacy background, but still he is having a lot of knowledge, and I have interacted with him many times. And certainly they would be giving a very good insight, and a very good insight for you too in area which are lacking there, and
Yes. Yeah.
how we can do this. So the again, I would be telling you that the condition would be that one has to go for this FTP. This would be the starting entry point for that, or else we can have a separate discussion over it. So
Yes,
the
yes,
Dr. Rupesh Shukla
for-
is there. One more faculty member is there from the pharmacy background, having a very good aspect in the research. And so these people would be there along with me to answer this. Dr. Rupesh, I acknowledge your presence here, and that we have conducted this thing.
Namaste, Rupesh sir.
So I think he would be. So anybody is if having any query?
So, sir, I have shared even the WhatsApp or NAAC club WhatsApp group link also. If someone wants to join, they can join us in our WhatsApp NAAC club also.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Thank you.
man, sir. So if anybody is having any further query, so that you can please have a discussion over it. I'm available here. Sir, Professor Sumit Mathur is asking that, sir, we belong to university, will it be fruitful for us? So, sir, this particular FTP is designed for the affiliating institute only, and in not in this first week of November, we are planning for the university also. So, we would like to know that which type of university you are. Is it the general university or is the health science university? Professor Sumit, if you are hearing me, you can answer. So that so far this is not for the university, this would be for the affiliating institutes only. So the university we are planning, and the separate intimation would be there, so that if you want to have the learning about that, you can join that particularly for the, because this FDPs would be different, but the key part, that is IQA functioning and all these things I heard, this would be common for all. So if anybody else is there, or else we can have.
Okay, so you all have the link. Please fill the feedback form, so we can understand that.
Yes.
Yeah, I have shared the feedback form also. Please fill the feedback form and join the FDP. Join for the FDP. You will be getting the link in email also, and you are getting the. I have shared the link here as well. So yes, we are inviting you to join the FDP and our upcoming courses. Yeah.
So this link is there. If anybody, yes, somebody is there, please.
No, sir, I think.
Yes, Dr. Rupesh, are you there? If you want to share something, so that let's have your presence also.
I think Rupesh sir is not able to connect. I feel.
Yeah, might be
messaging.
possible.
He's messaging. He is facing some network issues.
No issue, sir. So that if no question is there, we can wind up, and if anybody is having any query, they can further later stage they can share with these things with in the Telegram group. We would be glad to answer regarding this FDP joining and all these online courses and all these things. So thank you very much for your graceful presence. I acknowledge, I express my gratitude that you are quality conscious, and then you are definitely doing good at your place. And if any sort of assistance you require from us, please let us know, that we will be answering you the queries.
Yes,
so thank you very much. Thank you
everyone for joining. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your presence as well. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mahendra sir. Thank you.
Please do feedback forms, so that if any improvement is required, we can do this in the forthcoming webinars. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.